Six Nations, round three. England, Ireland from Twickenham, and goodness gracious me, Ireland. I thought you guys were written off. I thought you guys were on the decline. I thought you guys had no chance. 42 points to 21. That's a big old bonus point win for Andy Farrell's lads. Andy Farrell seemed more animated than usual. I think he could feel a bit of, for all the criticism he's taken recently, the boys absolutely showed up. England, man, you made a lot of mistakes. I mean, this is a lot of good to say about the Irish here, but the English were also uncharacteristically poor. Part of that is Irish pressure, but part of that is just unforced errors. Unbelievable. We'll get to some of the stats shortly. We'll go through the key events and whatnot from the game. I'll let you know my thoughts, and you guys can let me know yours down in the comments. If you notice I'm in a different location from usual, it's because I'm at my mum's house. My part of Auckland has been without internet for not quite 24 hours, but almost. I believe it has been restored now, but I wasn't sure when it would be restored, so I swapped places with my mum. It's my mum's house. So thanks, Mum, for swapping houses with me. Rolled out of bed at 3:10 in the morning. Not sure quite what to expect. I thought England's going to put the pressure on at scrum time. The first one was a bit anticlimactic, to be honest. The first scrum got free kicked. But England was showing a few signs of a few errors. It was looking a little bit error prone early. They got free kicked at the scrum. They lost a line out, which Tyburn stole. Tyburn would be an absolute menace for England in this game. They're going to have nightmares about that blue scrum cap for sure. But the second scrum on 5 minutes did result in an English penalty. The scrum went well. It just wasn't the decisive factor in this game, mainly because England were the ones kept dropping the bloody ball. So they couldn't put as much pressure on if it's Ireland's feet. If Ireland had been knocking on the ball, they would have been in big trouble. But yeah, I wrote a note. Is this a sign of things to come? A little bit, but it wasn't at all a decisive factor in the game. Ireland won a turnover from the resulting maul after England had got that scrum penalty anyway, so that was more the sign of things to come. Ireland are going to turn you over. It happened a lot during this game. They did go through some phases down England's half, the Irish, and managed to get a three-pointer out of it. So, open the scoring. Jack Crowley's boot was all right. He certainly fluffed his lines with one penalty, which was an absolute shank, and missed a few of the conversions, but kicked enough of them. It could have been worse for anyone on the scoreboard if he'd been at 100%. But yeah, game went a bit helter-skelter from there. There were a few errors, knock-ons. Freeman pinched an Irish pass, which was looking potentially promising. George Ford did not have a knack for kicking touch. He missed touch twice in the first, 15 minutes. That's the kind of unforced error I'm talking about. That just doesn't happen. Once, maybe. But at test level twice, you can't be doing that. One of them was after a scrum penalty as well. But it's not like England were done. They had 17 phases down Ireland's end. Ireland lost James Lowe to injury, but they were once again held out. And then Ireland on the counter. This is where I feel like just one of the key differences between the sides in this game is the lethality of the Irish attack. The efficiency was just so much higher today. They didn't fluff their lines when they had red zone opportunities. They had a counter-attack from a scrum, Balakoon down the right wing, Tommy O'Brien, who's come on for the injured James Lowe, deep down England's end. England conceded a penalty, and then Ireland looking to keep the game moving. Byrne gives it to Gibson Park, who takes the quick tap and goes over for Ireland's opener. So 10 points to 0 lead. It is a pretty happy start for the Irish, who, as I said, went into this one as pretty decent underdogs. Mitchell goes off injured for England as well, so there is a couple of key guys, one of each side who has left the field early. Gibson Park did want a second try not too long later, but he was denied because they said was the aerial contest between Tommy O'Brien and Stewart resulted in Irish conceding a penalty. So Gibson Park wasn't happy about that one. He got man of the match, but I think he wanted He wanted a brace of tries, and that's when, not long earlier, we'd seen Jack Crowley absolutely shank that penalty. Goodness me, one of the worst kicks. Didn't matter, it's not decisive, but you can imagine a day where if Ireland had lost by 2 points, you'd be looking back at that penalty going jeepers. But anyway, not decisive. 27 minutes, we did see Ireland get their second try, and it's my big Ulster man. I love Stuart McCloskey. He is making the absolute most of this opportunity he's been given now that he's actually getting a chance to start. He gets the line break, gives Ollie Lawrence the big don't argue, who's, Ollie Lawrence and he's just come back into the team. And then, quick ball, Gibson Park, Ballacoon out wide. It is try time. It's a misconversion. But to add misery to England's game, Freddie Stewart gets himself yellow carded as well for playing the 9. So we're 15-0 up and England are a man down. And then we lose the ref. I said that Andrea Piatti was good for at least one clanger every game in the preview. I didn't realize the clanger would be his body. I hope he's not too badly injured. But as Josh van der Fleer had made a big line break from the restart, Andrea Piatti went down injured. Said he couldn't keep up with the play, so they replaced him with Pierre Brousset, which is always a tricky one because teams set up to, play to the ref. When it's a change of ref, it means you've got to change your game a bit. But then, man, the Irish are not done. More line breaks. This time it's Doris, Ballacoon with the show and go. Freeman bites in, and with that line break, Ballacoon gets it to Tommy O'Brien, and it is a third Irish try. We're only half an hour into the game. And it's 22 points to 0. This is going catastrophically bad for England. And Ireland, you couldn't have dreamed of 22-0. I don't think so. Even the most wildly one-eyed Irish fan wouldn't have seen 22-0 away from home in the first half. It's an amazing bit of rugby. England again have chances. It's not like they are doing nothing in this game. They get a line break. The final pass goes awry. 5-meter line out gets stopped. They finally do get one from Dingwall on 41 minutes. There had been a lot of pressure coming. It finally paid off when the hands could stick for England. So 22-7 at halftime. The possession is 56-44 to England. The territory is 73-27 to England. But the line breaks is 7-3 to Ireland. And the turnovers conceded 14-5 against England. This is what I'm saying about errors. Some of these are Ireland winning turnovers, but some of that is just England coughing up the ball. And England's tackle percent is 77, which is atrocious. 80 is kind of getting bad. To be in the 70s is genuinely pretty awful. The second half starts with another big line break. It's Doris again. Pollock gets himself yellow carded for another penalty conceded under pressure. And 15-14. Irish again make no mistake. Dan Sheehan with pick and go from close range, 29 points to 7. So England's, comeback when they scored the try at the end of the first half is almost snuffed out, basically, as soon as it started. England did win another scrum penalty, despite the fact that the Irish had changed their props. But, Ford, he got a bit of an ironic cheer after that penalty because he found touch. And, the crowd were kind of letting him know you should have been doing that earlier. But the resulting ball, anyway, ends up coming to nothing for England. So it's another chance snuffed out by the Irish defence. They finally did take a chance on 53 minutes. Ollie Lawrence, who had, as I said, been fended off earlier by McCloskey, he managed to get a try. It was a nicely well-worked one, to be fair. You had Pollock in the build-up. You had Bevan Rodd going close. They shifted it back to Lawrence, who was able to get the try. And Osborne got a yellow card, so it's the third yellow card of the game. Maybe that leaves the door open a wee bit for England because you got 14-15. If they can punish with the man advantage, get their way back into the game. It doesn't happen, man. Nothing's going England's way this one. Despite the yellow card, Ireland go back to work. They get 3 points, which not only eats the clock down, but also reduces the yellow card time. So we're at 14 points for England, 32 Ireland. And then, again, it's kind of crazy play. George Ford decides to take on the Irish line, runs straight into Tyke Byrne, who monsters him, wins a turnover. England did get bailed out because they won a scrum penalty anyway. But, there's there's just so many instances where it's bad decision making, bad execution, and some cracking Irish defence. Freeman got tackled into touch, then conceded a penalty at the breakdown England, so Ireland get a free exit. Ireland pressured the kick chase. They didn't going to do into England what England often do to other teams, and England didn't put anywhere near as much boot to ball as Ireland did this game. Ireland, in some ways, out England Borthwick, or out Borthwick. You know, kick long, pressure the kick chase, win the penalty, opt for the 35 points to 14, and then it becomes a rout on 69 minutes when Osborne gets one. It's just phases and well worked Irish try. So 42 points to 14. England did try to chase down a 4-try bonus point. Smith had an intercept, but McCloskey dragged him down. To be fair, that intercept stopped more damage for England. Underhill did get a consolation try, which could have led to a 4-try bonus point if England had taken more opportunities, but they finished the game with a knock-on, so it kind of ends in a bit of a whimper for England. Turnovers conceded is 22-11. So, horrendous from an English perspective, but 11 of those are Ireland winning turnovers. It's an immaculate performance from the Irish defenders. So, about half of these are English unforced errors and half of it is Irish just defensive pressure. It's a crazy stat. Line breaks is 7-8. That's actually pretty even. So Ireland kept a bit quieter in that regard in the second half. Territories with England 63-37. Possessions 52-48 to England. But kicks from hand is the other key one for me. 31-18 in Ireland's favour. So putting pressure on. James Lowe was putting in big kicks before he had to go off injured early. Yeah, pretty consummate performance from the Irish lads. If you saw my episode on the DSPN here in New Zealand, I did call this one. Broken clock is right. Twice a day, I suppose. But McCloskey, 5 defenders beaten. Balakoon, 3 line breaks, 3 turnovers, 1. Doris, 20 tackles. Standout performers. I mean, Dingwall, 3 turnovers conceded. Ford, 3 turnovers conceded. Arundel, 3 turnovers conceded. Pollock, 2 turnovers conceded. The list for them is horrendous. Ben Earl did make 20 carries, but for 31 metres, for him is also a bit kind of uncharacteristically low. But yeah, massive Irish win. I'm off to watch the Scots and the Welsh. Thank you to my mum for lending me her house and her internet so I could watch the rugby, record this video. I'll be back home tomorrow because my wife tells me the internet came back on just before 11 p.m. last night. But I'd already settled in here. Subscribe to the channel if you appreciate the fact that I lugged my old whiteboard from 2018 out to my mum's house and all this gear. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, you guys take care. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys again soon.